It's the fabulous, dynamic, stellar Clark the Shark radio experience. I'm shirtless, as you can see. I'm not blue or red or purple. I'm neutral. Well, I'm not naked, you guys. Come on, it's a family show. I keep it clean here. 1-800-449-8255. The Shark-a-lama ding dong. The Shark-a-doodle-doo. And I'm still talking about this election 2 days ago. Now it's Friday, the wee hours, like 4 in the morning or something. And it's November 8, I guess. 3 days after our rigged election. And I've got 4 hot topics, you guys. They're actually cold topics. Here on the Clark the Shit Show, we call them cold topics, not hot. And usually there's 5, 6, or 7, but tonight there's only 4, or I should say today. Topic number 1, cold topic number 1, election was rigged. It was, you guys, get into this. 2, cold topic number 2, Dems chose not to cheat 2024. Bad move, Democrats. You should have learned from 2020. COVID. I wonder what they're going to come up with in the media, the Democrats, China, close to 2028. It won't be another disease because no one's going to buy that. Some people think maybe Fauci will come back out of the woodwork and say Marburg virus or smallpox. I mean, they got to do something. And now I'm wondering, was COVID even real? I wonder here on the Clark the Shit Show. I went and got 2 or 3 of those COVID shots, and I've had really no side effects other than really bad headaches on the top of my head and cramping in my both hands. And sometimes I get really bad cramps, but then I drink Body Armor. Kobe, rest in peace. I drink Body Armor in honor of Kobe and Dave Grohl. They both cheat like the Democrats. And look what cheating does. It gave us retard Joe Biden. I'm not going to call him Scranton Joe. Topic 2, Dems chose not to cheat 2024. Topic 3, there were safeguards against the cheating 2024. Cheating was harder, you guys, with all the new precautions that they did. And I'm sure the mules were out trying, remember the movie by the Indian guy, Dinesh D'Souza, I think his name is. And remember my video where I had absentee ballots, plural. And I was like, anyone can vote these. I could take my next door neighbors to my right and to my left, and the neighbor across the street too, and vote mine and their 3 mail-in votes, and no one would know. And there'd be no way at all to even find it. If you were auditing for cheating, you wouldn't. Just like someone could walk in and vote. They could be Clark, sign my name. Now, a lot of you are like, Clark the Shark, you're paranoid. That could never happen. No one can fake a vote. There's documented cases of this, and it happened to yours truly. And that's right, Clark, the ever-loving, fabulous Sharky, right here on the simply incredible Clark the Shit Show. I told the story before. 1984, the first year I ever voted. Somebody voted for me at El Retiro Park in Torrance. And later I found out I was one of only 8 people. This happened. But they even wrote me some letter, apologized to me. I wish I could find it. I still have that letter somewhere in a storage, one of my storages, or I might even have it here with me. I've been digging in that other room. I gotta show you guys this. I have proof someone voted for me in 1984. I don't know who they voted for, but when I voted that day, they were saying that Reagan had already won. And it was only like 4 in the afternoon. And I was 19 years old in 1984. And a pretty stupid kid. I was having an epiphany that day in line where I was thinking about the whole world, the big picture, and Ronald Reagan, nuclear war with the Soviets. You remember all that movie The Day After and all that stuff. And that movie made me want to vote for Ronald Reagan. I didn't know anything about politics yet, but I was worried about the Russians. At age 19. I was going to vote for Mondale because all the polls said Mondale was leading, or the ones I saw here in California, everyone was saying it too, in Torrance and Redondo Beach, Mondale's going to win. And I remember just being a little kid, and I had my doubts. I was, 19 years old, first time I voted. I don't think I voted for anything in 1983 when I was 18. They might have had little minor local elections that year. But as we all know, 1984 was Ronald Reagan versus Mondale. And before that, it was Reagan versus Carter. All the polls said Carter was going to win. All the polls said Mondale was going to win. Both elections were blowouts, landslides. Reagan won both. Sort of how Donald J. Trump won 2024. It was kind of a landslide over Kamala. It really wasn't even close. And he won the popular vote, which is shocking even to me, myself, Clark the Shark, yours truly, here from the golden EIB sharkerphone. It's not a microphone, because with both hemispheres of my brain tied behind my back, I can outthink Hush Bimbo, Hannity, Michael Weiner, Mark Levin, and I don't even use my brain. I actually think with my liver, or maybe my kidneys, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I'm not sure, but I know in 1984, I changed my mind about Mondale like in the last second. I was going to vote for Reagan anyway. And when I got up there, the old ladies who work at the polling place and all the people, all the senior citizens, I looked around and I was like the only young person voting, maybe me and 1 or 2 other people. But everyone was saying that Reagan won. And I was like, Reagan won? What are you talking about? All the polls say Mondale's way ahead. He's ahead by 5 or 4 or 6. And they're like, no, Sharky. And I don't think it was that day that I realized that polls are fake. I already knew how liberals work up in Hollywood. They push their fake music, fake bands, fake actors, fake policies, fake beliefs onto all of you. But 2016 and 2024 showed you guys won't be fooled anymore. You voted for Trump in those 2, and I will bet you voted for him 2020 also during COVID, when there was 81 million votes suddenly for Scranton Joe. Yeah, I think so, you guys. Topic 3, there were safeguards this time against Democrat mules and or other cheaters, people signing fake signatures. And this is even being reported in the media. People went to vote and realized there was resistance this time. If they were even making a mistake, accidentally not signing their name like their driver's license and shit like that. And people are like, whoa, they're really checking in 2024. And what happens if you really check and you really have a fair election, it's like Republicans will win every time. Look at the Senate. Republicans blew them out. And the House, too, you know. And this all makes me wonder about 2026. Are our elections even real? We will see if there's a blue wave now in 2026 when Trump has the economy good in those days. And this same batch of voters, this same crop, are going to be seeing that $1.30 gasoline per gallon. And I doubt they're going to vote Democrat in 2026. I'm going to tell you right now, there might not be a blue wave. I don't want to sound like that idiot Alan Lichtman or whatever his name is and guarantee it. But if there are safeguards on voting, and Democrats can't cheat and they can't sign false signatures, they can't mail in fake votes or heat up the envelope and put in a new ballot. Dude, there was like barcodes on the ballot this year. You couldn't cheat them. There's barcodes on the envelope that match the ballot. And then there's barcodes when you vote at the polling place that match your ballot and your envelope. It was hella hard to cheat in 2024, you guys, right here on the fabulously incredulous and yet incredible Clark the Shark Radio Network. Right here at WABC Radio, New York City, you guys, ranked #1 worldwide, syndicated talk show host. You guys, I didn't get to be #1 just because I'm good looking. Look at me, you guys. I'm 60 years old. I'm as old as Kamala. I admit she's probably better looking than me, sexier. But me, shirtless, baby, come on. Kamala, eat your heart out. You don't have a chance. I know she's probably more experienced, than I am at, you know what. I mean, I'm going to keep it a family show, but Kamala, trust me. You can ask my wife. I take L-arginine, and I don't even know if you've ever heard of L-arginine, Kamala, but you ain't all that, sister, baby, whatever I'll call you. What was Willie Brown doing with her? She must be real good or something. And all these other guys, what's his name? Montel Williams. And then she marries, Ehrhoff? That guy looks like he couldn't even have sex with like a blow up. Now I'm not going to go there, you guys. The show's getting out of hand. Now it's gross. But topic 4, Dems so in shock 2024 right now that they can't even march in the streets. They're afraid to because of January 6th. And while I'm on the topic 4, Dems ruined by January 6th. They can't riot. You know, when all those nutty Antifa people mixed with real Republicans charged the Capitol or the White House, I forget what it was, back on January 6, 2020, or 2021, after the election, where Scranton Joe was elected. Now, Democrats can never riot again like they did in 2020, the George Floyd or whatever it was they were rioting about. They won't riot nowadays anyway because they saw Biden's economy sucked. And Kamala and Biden didn't know what they were doing governing. Democrats don't know how to govern, you guys. So now a lot of black people and white college kids, Antifa, are rethinking rioting, not just because of January 6th. They don't want to look like that or they want to show they're better than that. But it's also, what are we rioting for, they say. Biden sucked as president. So did Kamala as vice president. Why are we rioting for these people? Trump's giving us low gasoline, low prices at the stores, grocery stores, and we all know he's gonna. So now Antifa people are like, we're not going to riot anymore, even for George Floyd or whatever, because it's stupid. We like the gasoline during Trump that was what was it? It was $1.50, $1.60 in places, and it was almost as low as back in like the 90s and 80s or something when Trump was president. And then during COVID, the first few months, gas dropped to like 90 cents a gallon when COVID just began. And so they remember that, you guys. Trump lowered the price of gas. And before COVID, though, his economy was incredible. His stock market, it was good, you guys. And believe you me, if Trump sucked as president, I would be the first one to tell you. I would, right here on the Clark, the shit show. 1-800-449-8255. Dr. Shark, PhD. I actually have a PhD, you guys. Pretty intelligent here. You know, Hush Bimbo and Rogan and Howard Douchebag might think they got great shows, or I think Hush Bimbo's gone, but those other two guys. If Shark really was at a golden EIB sharkerphone, not a microphone, it really would be over for everyone, because I would be a revolution. I'd be like that guy Blake Douchebag when he hit the scene back in 1991 on MTV from that incredible legendary three-piece band called the Douchebag Effect from Aberdeen or Seattle or somewhere up in the Northwest. But I would be an epiphany, like a watershed outlier, so intense. If I really was like on any radio, people would be like, holy shit. You know, it's the new John Lennon or something, or like, I mean, you guys remember when they used to say Blake Douchebag was the new John Lennon? No, I don't think he was, you guys. And Dave Douche, of course, that guy turned out to be a real winner. He cheats on every girl he's with, including his current spouse, Jordan, and his 3 daughters. What a great guy. All you retards love that guy. And I've been saying since 1995 that Dave Douche is one, you guys. He shows up in 1995. Okay, Blake Douchebag had just killed himself. And then the Douchebag Effect, a revolutionary three-piece band, they break up, of course, because Blake is dead. And then suddenly Dave Douche in 1995 is all happy and saying, I'm going to create a new band and it's going to be all about fun. So how are you happy, dude, in 1995 if Blake Douchebag, the leader of your previous band, the legendary three-piece band, the Douchebag Effect, such a legendary, incredible band, so gifted and talented, and then Blake kills himself? Why would Dave Douche form a new band, number one? And number two, in 1995, 96, he's happy, and he's like, it's all about fun. Dude, you don't fucking have fun after Blake Douchebag dies in such a horrible tragedy. And I'm going to take it a step further for all you liberals who dance on the grave of Blake Douchebag. And then you use him to perpetuate and promote alternative music throughout the 90s. Remember what happened about 1992, 93? All the heavy metal died. Yeah, ain't that like your friends in the liberal media community? You know, they get one guy, Blake Douchebag, and then every band, all of a sudden from 1992 to 2003, is a douchebag, liberal, left-wing, alternative indie band. Am I right or am I right? It was like that until Justin Hawkins and the Darkness hit the scene, and then Dragon Force and Airborne and all that shit. But still to this very day, the dominant music ever since Blake Douchebag broke out big on MTV from straight out of Hollywood, Geffen Records. I think they're owned by MCA or UMG. I'm not sure now. But, Blake hit the scene and the whole world goes a left-wing alternative punk rock. Wow. Well, didn't, you guys. They just quit selling heavy metal. And believe you me, I'm no fan of metal here. I'm Clark the Shark from the Greenhouse Effect. And my career was ruined, of course, and cut short in 1992. There was no point in continuing music. I'm not going to be a retard like those bands that ride the coattails, even if they get rich and famous or whatever. I take the long view, if you will, no pun. Yeah, and I look at it like, it's over, dude. Rock's dead right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But topic 4, Dems so stunned, in shock, disbelief. And kind of me too. I think everyone thought Trump was going to lose Tuesday, just 2-3 days ago. But he won. And in a way, I'm not surprised or shocked that he won. They said the election was close. It was never close. Kamala was never ahead at any polls. It was a bunch of bullshit. Sugar high, honeymoon, whatever they called it, you guys. She never had a chance against Trump. And I wrote this many places way back when Scranton Joe dropped out. And I still wonder, why did Scranton Joe quit? He could have been competitive or maybe even beat Trump. He probably wouldn't have, you guys, because the economy is so bad. And Trump is actually a good candidate. The only way he can lose is if you cheat, if you know what I mean, 2020, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But I want to go over the 4 cold topics. Topic 1, election was rigged. I think it was rigged for Trump. I'll take it a step further. Putin and the Russians, or maybe even Mark Zuckerberg himself, hacked our election, because I don't see how Republicans won, not just the presidential level, but all over the country with Senate seats. You know, maybe I do. People were really voting. There was no cheating, all the safeguards. But there's something gnawing away at me and making my brain itch. Not at the edge of my brain, outside. I'm talking in the center. You know when you have an annoying itch, and I can't even reach this one. But it looks weird that Trump won 2024 the way he did, carrying the blue wall, now the red wall, same way he did in 2016. And it's just also weird how 81 million people voted in 2020. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Where are these 81 million? Why are there only 68 or 66 or 67 million Kamala voters now when there were 81 million 2020? It makes you wonder, you guys. It's really weird. Right here on the Sharkadoodle-Doo radio network. Fuck, man, that's odd. 81 million votes for Scranton Joe in 2020. I doubt that, you guys. That really does look rigged. But so too does 2024 for Trump. You guys, I'm going to say something. I was saying the whole time, ever since the day Kamala did not win a primary, and she was just, thrust into running against Trump. I still can't figure it out. Why was there no primary like 1968? Remember Hubert Humphrey when RFK was shot? There was a primary when, what was the guy's name? LBJ, the worst president in history next to Carter, maybe next to Obama and Clinton. Clinton never had a good economy, you guys. That was because of Bush, the first Bush, and Newt Gingrich, 94, the red wave. It wasn't because of Bill. And Bill was basically a Republican, you guys. The only thing he did from the left was he talked pro-gay and pro-choice. Everything else about Bill was red. Guys from Arkansas, So I don't even really count Bill Clinton as a Democrat. Not really, because he didn't govern like one. He really governed from the center, or maybe even the center right. And he was just a standard bearer his pro-choice, pro-gay stuff and his left-wing stuff was really benign. It wasn't like Obama with Obamacare, or LBJ with the Great Society, or Jimmy Carter with the disaster in Iran, the hostages, and the gas prices. No, Bill Clinton, even though I hate his guts and I can't stand Hillary, I wish he didn't win, but I'd rather have him than Barack, LBJ, or Adlai Stevenson. Good thing he didn't win against Eisenhower. You see, Sharkey wasn't even here, but all the elections going back to Teddy Roosevelt, I know about, and even before Grover Cleveland. And it's so ironic that Trump, like Grover Cleveland, will be president twice, separated by an island of Scranton Joe, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But I think this election the other day, Tuesday, November 5, was rigged for Trump. The deep state said, we want Trump against Putin. Even if it causes or doesn't cause a nuclear war, we think there's much more danger with a President Kamala. And let me tell you, you guys, you're right. You are correct. Kamala was dangerous. Against Putin, that could go very bad. Kamala dealing with China could go bad. Kamala dealing with North Korea could go very wrong. Kamala dealing with Iran, Israel, Hezbollah, Hamas, that might not go very well, and the deep state knew it, so they rigged it for Donald J. Trump. Or maybe his buddy Putin did, or maybe it was I, Clark the Shark. Sort of like when I had my epiphany in 1984, where I was going to vote for Mondale because all the polls said he was winning, but then I went with my own heart and brain, my own constitution, and I voted for Reagan even after I knew he won, because in the polling place at El Retiro Park, Torrance, California, or is it Redondo Beach? I'm not sure. But they told me, and they're telling everyone, that Reagan won. And then when I went home that day, that afternoon, turn on the TV, no one was lying. Reagan did win. The election was over. It was literally over by 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And maybe this one, 2024, was over even earlier in the day, November 5th, if you know what I mean, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But just for fun, I'll say still, topic 1, election was rigged for Trump to win. I don't know how they elect or how they rig elections, probably with the way they count the vote. But who knows, you guys? Topic 2, Dems chose not to cheat this year. Democrats thought, we're going to win anyway with Kamala, so there's no point in cheating. Well, you blew it, mules, Democrat operatives everywhere. Perhaps you should learn from this, 2024. When you don't choose, you lose. And you could have chose to cheat. You took your choice right off the table, guys. Mules. But topic 3, there were safeguards against cheating. There were this time. I looked at my mail-in ballot, and it was covered with barcodes. And that's a bad sign if you want to cheat. The ballot had barcodes. The envelope was barcoded. And you know that thing better match when you get there to vote. And this year, the mules couldn't moisten the seal and put in a new ballot because it didn't have the special barcode. You're on the Clark the Shit Show. Topic 3. There were safeguards this year, you guys. It was harder to cheat. It was basically impossible. And Democrats know it right now. They just shot themselves in the foot. They basically shot themselves in the head with 2024. And they want to look like the bigger, better, take the high road, the bigger man than the January 6th mob, and not riot. But I'm going to tell you, Democrats, socialists, Antifas, and left-wingers everywhere out there, don't riot at your own peril, and don't cheat at your own defeat. Risk right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Topic 4, Dems saw 2024 coming, and it was too late. That's actually topic 5, you guys. Yeah, man. January 6th, topic 4, was when the Republicans did that. Democrats can never riot again now. The Republicans gave themselves a COVID shot, an inoculation, if you will, against all riots, or whoever it was January 6th, Antifa, undercover Democrats, mixed with some real true blue, true red Republicans who did that day. But now January 6th has made it so no one can riot anymore. Guess who thought up January 6th? Probably someone like yours truly, Clark the Shark. They made it so Democrats can never riot again. And meanwhile, Democrats are sitting there like, we're going to take the high road, Sharky. We're better than that. Will you guys go be better than that for the rest of your days on your merry way? Because you'll never win again without rioting and or cheating right here on the Clark the Shit Show. 1-800-449-8255. Am I right or am I right, baby? You know the Sharkadoodle-doo, the Sharkalemma-ding-dong is always right. Yeah, man, don't talk to me. Don't converse with Clark the Shark, because you can't win. I'll bring up everything and you'll just get mad and start calling names. And that's the Republicans who try to debate me. Liberal would be no problem, you guys. I just use basic deductive reasoning and simple thinking here on the Clark the Shit Show. But those were the 4 topics, cold topics, not hot. Election was rigged, topic 1. Topic 2, Dems chose not to cheat at their own peril. Topic 3, there were safeguards against cheating this time. Cheating was much harder with all the new provisions, precautions. Topic 3 is key tonight, you guys. And topic 4, Dems so in shock, they can't even riot, but they wouldn't even if they weren't in shock or surprised, because they feel so miserable. And also, nobody can riot anymore after January 6th. And what the media has done to January 6th, they made it so you want to take the high road and be the bigger, better man. You're better than that. You don't want to end up like those right-wing psycho, narcissists, nihilists on January 6th. Am I true or am I true? Take it from me, Clark the Shark, a narcissist, nihilist myself, or maybe a sadist. January 6th hurt you Democrats more than you'll ever know, because you can never riot again. Because if you do, they will say Democrats look just like January 6th. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I just saw 251. It's coming to an end, you guys. I only have 3431, and it's on 3302. But I think I've exhausted every idea with this video. This incredible video. They're always incredible on the Clark the Shark Show. Only the few, the chosen, know it. But one day you all will. And even God will be like, well, Shark, you got some things wrong. You know, Democrats weren't going to cheat, or they would never do that. I'm like, well, 81 million votes versus 66 million says Democrats are cheaters. I don't know how they do it. I do know why they do it, because they love power, high taxes, people living paycheck to paycheck, and the blue-collar working man, the working stiff, dresses in blue, kind of like a Democrat. Well, he gets screwed right here on the Clark the Shit Show, the working class Joe. And he rebelled in 2024, and he did not vote Democrat. He voted for the red monster, or should I call him the orange monster, who's going back to the WH. It's true, you guys. And I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah.